This here is your old faithful plan book. You know, the one you take home, to school, to meetings, and even professional development. You can organize the rows and columns to be either days of the week or subjects and periods in your school day. It's handy, but it has some shortcomings that I'll describe in this video. First, making changes to the plan book is no easy task. If you push back one lesson, you need to erase and rewrite all the planning you've already done weeks in advance. That's a lot of eraser shavings. Second, teachers like to view their plans not just across the week, but at a month's glance. To accomplish this, they need to recopy their planning onto a monthly calendar, one for each subject they teach. That's redundant and time-consuming. Problem 3. Your plan book can only be in one place at any given time. You probably want to leave it in the classroom just in case you have an emergency and you can't make it to school the next day, but you may also want to take it home to plan ahead. If a colleague borrows your plans, it's out of your possession for a time. Your physical plan book may be portable, but it's definitely not accessible. Finally, the last problem, and probably the most significant, is that your plan book doesn't transfer well into subplans. Your written weekly or monthly planning needs to be recopied either onto a sheet of lined paper, or if you want to save some time, typed up and printed for your substitute to read. Even then, it's just your brief notes until you elaborate them into your final lesson plans for the day. That's duplicated work again. Now that you've identified the shortcomings of your handy-dandy plan book, what can you do about it to address those problems? Welcome to the Digital Planbook. It's your typical 2-page spread. On the rows, we have the days of the week, Monday through Friday, and along the columns, you can repurpose them for each of the topics you teach throughout the day and for however long you teach it. You can see right here in the selected column that math scheduling has already been filled in, and it just goes across each of the weeks. To solve our first problem of making changes to our plan book and avoiding all the eraser shavings, if I wanted to push a lesson back by a day because something came up, or if I wanted to spend more time on a certain lesson, I can insert a box and push the cells down. This way I won't have to erase anything or rewrite anything since everything has been shifted by just one day. Columns can also be used for important dates. If you look in the first column, I've included important events and meetings that are coming up. This comes to our second problem, when teachers want to see things at a glance. In another tab of this spreadsheet, we have an at-a-glance calendar that pulls information directly from our plan book onto a calendar. At the top is a programmed drop-down menu where we can choose the column that we want to show on the calendar. If I bring it up to the important dates, it'll show everything that's coming up, and it copies it using this formula that you can see highlighted at the top. Now moving on to the real time saver, your lesson plans can be copied and linked directly inside a Microsoft Word document. If we open up our lesson plans, a template that we typically use with all of our routines in it, it'll first ask us if we wanted to update Excel tables and charts that we have copied straight from there. I click yes, and I'm going to scroll down through my notes. The boxes that you see here are linked directly to Excel, and they provide a good reference point so that you can type up whatever routines and make whatever edits that you need to your typical lesson plans. So to recap and get onto our last point, the Digital Planbook is easier to edit. It can be transferred onto calendars as well as straight into your subplans. The best kicker is that you can still print it so that you can work on it with pencil and eraser, and it's accessible on the cloud when you sync it through either Google Drive or Microsoft's new OneDrive. If you like what you saw, please comment, subscribe, or contact me for information. Thank you.